Hi, so for my graduate film project, I'm thinking of doing the research question: has Marvel been a successful roadmap for building a cinematic universe? I'm also planning on making this a video essay, as some of the things that I want to talk about are quite visual, so this might help with that. I've chosen this topic because I'm really interested in the Marvel universe and how it has gotten to the point that it has. I'll be delving into the background of Disney and how the MCU came to be, starting from Stan Lee's comic books to studios getting the rights to make the films, with examples such as the X-Men films in the early 2000s, and some examples from the 90s, and then making other comic book superhero films, as well as those, and then moving on to the first Iron Man film that really started the MCU that we see today, as well as what Kevin Feige's influence has done to the MCU, coming up to the present day. Then moving on to other examples and franchises that have done similar things, such as Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars, which, even those are more considered franchises than they are universes. The only one that I think myself comes close to the MCU is Star Wars, just because they've also got the power of Disney behind them, to continue keep making content on such a large scale, which is probably the closest in matching that of the MCU. Also delving into what makes those franchises a franchise and what makes Marvel a universe. Is it just the difference in name? Has that name just come out of thin air? Or is it more complicated than that? This will also lead me on to talking about what other studios have done in the wake of this MCU craze, such as Warner Brothers, that have tried to do similar things with the DCU, all coming from the success that Marvel has shown. I'll also be going into the marketing aspect of the MCU, talking about the trailers, posters, and social media, and the hype that surrounds these films. With people, as we all might know, booking the cinema months in advance just to see it on opening night to avoid the spoilers that come online. And so far as directors having to put out spoiler bans across social media to try and contain the experience for those unable to see it opening night. As most of you might know, they usually sell out in the theatres for at least the first 2 weeks when a new Marvel film comes out. And how these things and the idea of a cinematic universe as a whole has manipulated the audience by making those of us that have watched the films keep coming back for more, while also getting new audiences of all different age groups and demographics to share in the MCU. From this, I'll also be talking about the addition into multimedia, how the addition of Disney Plus has changed the structure of the MCU from just being films to now TV shows and short films, as well as holiday specials that we've recently seen with Guardians of the Galaxy, and how in the future this might expand into things like video games, and we've also seen a continuation with the comic books and graphic novels that this all once rooted from. So hopefully all of this research and information will then answer the question: has Marvel been a successful roadmap for building a cinematic universe? Thank you for listening. I would also appreciate any feedback that you'd like to give. If there's anything that you think I should add or take out, or anything that I need to change, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you.